I'm going to be talking today about boosting one's self-confidence. I'm going to be coming with 25 tips, not this 25 tips on how to boost your self-confidence, and these are based out of my own experiences. One of the things in my life for me to not reach my dreams and desires was because of my fear of failure. And when I analyzed more, the fear of failure was linked to my image of self-esteem and self-confidence. Now, these words are interchangeably used, however you want to use them. One thing that's very clearly that's coming out, at the end of the day, how much do you believe in yourself? So self-esteem could be to do with what others think of you in terms of how you feel, how much are you respected by others, and self-confidence is to sort of believe in yourself so that you can take those steps that are required, right? So I'm coming up with these 25 things. I'm going to split it up into two videos. I'll talk about the first 10 in this and the next 15 in the next video. And these are simple things. These are not revolutionary in that sense. I'm sure these are things that people would have told you, but I'm putting it all together for you to have a look, and you can pick and choose whichever you think is going to suit you the best. And if there are certain points that you feel you will not, or if you're uncomfortable sort of doing it, I would advise that you take that up, try it out, explore and see if you can change that in you. Okay, and that itself actually is a step towards self-confidence. Okay, so wonderful. So let me start off with the first thing. The first thing is groom yourself. See, these are simple things, right? Grooming yourself does become important, for you to start a day. Have you not noticed that if you are in those clothes which are, even for you to start an office day, you take a bath, you sit down in front of the computer, COVID times, you want to, sort of feel good. While this might seem external, just taking the bath and grooming yourself to start yourself in that activities that you need to do for the day is a good booster, sort of a dosage or an energy pill to start your day off with self-confidence. Okay. The second thing is dress well. It's linked to the first one, because if you do not, there could be possibilities, and it works for me in the sense that though it's COVID times, I ensure that I wear whatever official or professional dress that I need to wear for whatever work that I'm doing when I go into my workspace, right? So dressing nicely does help. So dressing really doesn't mean that wearing that $500, kind of outfit that you need to wear. It may be dressing casual but very presentable, and so that on the outside you feel good and the same, and it actually converts into the way you feel good about yourself inside. Of course, I always vouch for the inside. It's always good to do that, for you to as a step or an activity or a task for you to step towards a direction of self-confidence. What is the third one? Photoshop your mental image. Now, there are certain images that are there in your mind always, which is either helping you, aiding you, or sort of not helping you in your self-confidence journey. This is a very beautiful point. You can actually Photoshop with a mental photoshopping skills. Because you have an image about your self-confidence. And if you have certain image which is demeaning yourself in terms of visual image or some kind of or it could be an auditory kind of image, it could be any kind of image that you have, you hear sounds or you see pictures about yourself and your confidence, you can Photoshop that mentally to feel better. And it's in fact a way of increasing your self-confidence. Try this. Fourth one is thinking positive. This is always set, but how do you replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts? And this is whether you exercise, I'm sure if you're running or if you have a sort of a target, for example 5K or 10K or even a marathon, there are a lot of thoughts that comes into your mind exactly when you have to either start that run during the practice, or when you're reaching closer to your goal, you just feel very tired. And at that point of time, how can you direct yourself in a positive way so that you reach your goal? And this is very much linked to the next point, which is sort of kill your negative thoughts. So how do you think positive is by replacing the negative thoughts. The fifth point basically is killing the negative thoughts. And one beautiful way of killing the negative thoughts so that it is replaced by the positive thoughts is like sort of create an image. And this is something that I used to do. There are two things that I used to do, especially while running, right? I have done a half marathon, of course, way back, but still I remember it was quite tough. Now, when you're doing that, if there are negative thoughts coming in, one way of doing it is thinking of those thoughts like a bug. You're sort of catching that bug and stamping it on your feet. And this is all actually done at a mental level, where it's almost like you're crushing the negative thought. Or the other thing that I used to practice is also like, whenever there were negative thoughts, and you need to be very conscious and aware, because many times we think that, okay, these are thoughts and you don't know whether they're negative or positive, but you will get more and more, you start getting observant of it. You'll realize that it's not helping you, it's not aiding you in any way. Then, I used to keep telling myself, cut. So, you cut those thoughts off and then you proceed with your next step. So that is thinking positive, and most importantly, replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts, right? So that is point number 4 and 5. The 6th point is very much linked to what I was just talking about, is to get to know yourself. When you need to know very well, if you have a competitor, you need to know your enemy and you need to find out details about your enemy, is what is said, right? So who is your enemy in this case? It's actually you. So you need to dig. Many times it could be you, because of the thoughts that are getting generated for you to take those steps. So if that is the case, then you start getting very, very aware of your own thoughts. Sort of maintain a journal, write down what you think when you have to do a certain thing. What are your resistances, in a particular activity? So you start writing down it and getting more and more aware of it. So you can write positive thoughts, you can write negative thoughts, and slowly you realize that, oh, these are all thoughts that are not helping me. So you just junk them down, okay? So that's the way you get more and more aware of yourself. The next point, or the 7th point, is act positive. It's not only that you need to believe or that you in something being positive, but you need to start acting positive, in the sense that it's about actions, right? So if you say that you're going to do this, you start acting it in many little ways, in small things, in small ways. That becomes very important. So you are what you do. So if you change what you do, you change what you are. I really like this. I'll repeat it again. You are what you do. So if you change what you do, you change what you are. So that's the way, through action. So you act positive. It's not only think positive, you start acting positive. So the 8th one is be kind and generous, not only to yourself but others. I do a lot of work on brain science, and one of the things that is said about being generous is the chemical that it produces when you are generous, which is helps you to feel good. So why not be generous and kind with yourself and with others around you by a gesture or an act that you give as a bonus to people around you, and in many ways. So if there are certain things that you resist doing, you start doing that in kind to people around you, and therefore that helps you. The 9th one is get prepared. There's nothing like preparation, right? Preparation helps you to look confident. You are nervous, it's fine. Even the best speakers in the world are nervous. But when you prepare, in fact, it helps you to put in the points in a manner that it needs to, and more you practice. I'm sure this is one of the oldest things, but be prepared so that it makes you feel more confident. 10th one is know your principles and live it. What are the principles in your life that guides you? This is linked to your value system. So in case you want to build your life around your value systems, it's good to know what are those and sort of take steps towards that. So know your principles and live it. So these are the first 10 simple tricks for you to start feeling confident, or start taking that step towards feeling confident. I'm going to be coming up with the next video, the next 15 tips that will help you towards this journey. And do sign up for my 3-day WhatsApp class that's coming up soon. The link of it is put up in the YouTube comment section there. Do add in your comments to make it interactive, and wait for my next video, which has the next 15 of the same topic on how to boost your confidence. So this video, the next video together will help you definitely in the start of it. And please do not forget to like and subscribe my video. Thank you so much. Take care and wait for the next video for the remaining 15. Bye-bye.